large projects. I started with small projects, something like this. Just a plain piece of stone that I thought, God, what could I do with that? It'd be very fun to play with. And some of the things that are important to understand is that, again, everyone says you have to be an artist. And yeah, there's some of that, but it's more looking and getting ideas. So I took a book, Animals, and I go through it and say, what do I like? And I happen to find this little frog right here. And I like that little frog. And I thought, well, maybe I can do a little frog. So consequently, from that, I enlarged it, made a copy of it, and enlarged it to a larger size. Actually, that's 150% of what was there. So you see, here's my little frog. And I cut around it. And now, one of the other things, when you're working small pieces, you need a sandbag. And you noticed maybe in the yard, no, you probably didn't, but I had numerous sandbags. This is a pair of my old pants. The leg is cut off and there's a zip tie on it. And it's filled with sand. So that's very inexpensive. 100 pounds of sand is probably $9. So you can get a lot of sand. But this stabilizes your piece. So now I take the rock that's going to become the frog and I say, okay, I want to do a frog. And I put the frog on like that. And then I just kind of go around it. And remember in the other one, we went around it bigger than I actually needed because I wanted to have excess. So now I'm just kind of laying out. This is like when you were a kid and you had a coloring book, right? You just took and followed the lines or traced something. I'm just tracing this little frog. And needless to say, it's not going to be exact, but I know I need all the stone there for the frog. Now, many times when you're working with these sorts of things, you'd like to know what the stone looks like. So you see this stone, you say, well, it's not a very special stone, but when you wet the stone, you start to see what the stone looks like when it's polished. And this is a raspberry color stone with little green spots in it. And I think it'll make a fun little frog. I've started to flesh out the frog. I've started to get him out. And one of the things about carving that I've learned over time, it's the same as anything. For dentists, if someone were to draw a tooth that wasn't a dentist, you'd say, that's not right, it doesn't look like that. This needs to be fatter here, thinner there, but this is the same sort of thing. That's why we look at pictures of frogs. But you can see I took the design and I just kind of laid it on the rock and cut away what I thought wasn't. But you can see this frog is sitting at an angle on the print, but my frog is sitting flat. So consequently, it's not the same, but I've got the general idea. So as I flesh it out, as I get it like I want it, when I look at this, I say, well, you know, he needs to be thicker. I've got to go down more into the stone around here. So I've got to lower his legs into the stone so his body is fatter from the side view that you're seeing now. And that's all there is to it. And then you draw on it a little bit and you look at the legs and say, oh, that leg doesn't look quite right. And you look at a picture of a frog and then you come in and play with the leg a little bit. And that's the process. It's just a slow look, grind, look, grind, look, grind. So to me, all of his feet need to be lower and his body needs to be thicker or fatter in this direction here. He's good this direction. And that's it. It's just looking and seeing what it looks like and keep taking away till it looks like what you want it to look like. And then again, if you wet the stone, of course, you get kind of more what the frog is going to look like when he's done. He's got little green spots on him, but he's going to be very shiny burgundy with little green stuff all over him. I think he'll be a nice little frog. And what's fun on this is that I'll finish the frog to a very high polish, but I won't finish this stone. So it'll be this light pink color, and then I'll stipple it. I'll put some kind of a finish on it that doesn't shine at all, so he'll really stand out from the rock. But that's later on after we get the frog to where we want him. So I'm just taking the frog down till I get him where I want him, then I'll finish the base. You can see that we've basically finished it, and you know, it's very gratifying to do this. We spent about 12.5 hours and put it together, and you know, we really like it. So, hi dear.
Oh, new coat rack.